Hey guys, how you doing? It's Bill Wick here. I wanted to share a little insight and personal experience, strength, and hope on the concept of humility, actually. It came up yesterday in a meeting I was at, and it just kind of dawned on me that I'm not as bad as I think I am, and I'm not as good as I think I am. I'm just right there in the middle. And I noticed for me, man, that there are some times in my life when I get comfortable and I think that, everything is okay and that I have it licked in a way. An example would be, say 9 months ago when I first started some seminars that I'm doing. I noticed that in that state, I wasn't really looking at the problems in my life. I just kind of ignored them. I figured if I didn't pay attention to them that they would somehow go away, and that was not the case. And it just kind of dawned on me that as humans, but I'll speak for myself, a lot of times when I'm not being humble, I think I'm humble, if that makes any sense. An example would be, when I began these seminars about 9 months ago, I assumed that I had the humility, I assumed that I was humble, but at the same time I wasn't really listening to other people, because I kind of had this idea in my head that I was secure and I was safe. So I would listen to other people if it would benefit them. But I thought that I was kind of above actually taking things that I heard from loved ones and applying them to myself for some reason. It's like I just kind of refused to look at that. And I've noticed a trend in my life when it comes to humility. And the trend is when I began to isolate myself from friends and loved ones, when I do this, it's normally because my friends and my loved ones allow me to look at myself, because they are my reflection. And what that means is that the people in my life are the ones who are going to show me how I'm showing up in the world. Because a lot of times, the way that I think I am isn't exactly the way I am. And that's why I'm so grateful for feedback and for you guys and for my fiance and my friends, because they help me understand, their experience of me, and oftentimes, more often than not, if they're saying it out of love, it's true, It is how I resonate, so... I found myself in my, red Mercedes today driving around, and I found myself feeling gratitude again, feeling extremely grateful, and not necessarily for the car, grateful to be who I am today, grateful to be able to share my pain and my suffering and my love and my joy and my triumphs and my failures, and really grateful to be on this journey. I mean, even speaking this now, I feel, like I'm going to tear up. Because I am just overwhelmed with excitement about what is happening in my life and in the world. I'm not going to beat around the bush and act like that isn't really what it's about for me, because it is. I believe that there is a huge shift going on in the world, and this shift, to keep it simple and go ahead and apply it to your life, for example, I'm sure you'll be able to find some truth to this. The shift is causing everything to be present time. You see, and what I mean by that is issues and past karma and past problems, they're no longer in the past. They will come up for healing, and they will rear their ugly heads until we address that situation, move into it fearlessly, and allow ourselves to, acknowledge it and release it. I noticed that in present time, what I mean by that is that a lot of times especially we as people who choose to tune into our spirituality, we toggle between different dimensions. Quantum physics will even back this up, but basically we toggle between the third dimension, which is the heavy vibrational reality of 3D and linear time. And we also go into the fourth dimension, which some would call the astral realm, but that's basically the realm where manifestations happen a lot quicker, positive or negative. Things move quicker and time is distorted, meaning it's not so linear, because when we're present, a lot of times our concept of this heavy, dense illusion of time is not really there. And then we have the fifth dimension, and the fifth dimension is where everything is light in a way. It's where we are so tuned in to this beautiful present moment, however painful or glorious it may be, that our thoughts are usually reflected to us like that. Our manifestations are very, very fast in that state, and I oftentimes try to, I manifest things in that state when I'm feeling the momentum, when I'm feeling the joy or the feelings. An example would be my fiance. My fiance has been winning a bunch of scratch-off tickets. It's ridiculous how lucky she's been lately. And she was telling me that when she has this feeling as if she's already won, that it helps, right, sweetie? A little bit? Sometimes that she generates this feeling of, for example, winning $1 million. And when she can feel it, whether she wins $1 million or not, it elicits joy. It creates the experience right then and there without even having to have the $1 million. It's like if we can embody the feelings like Jack Canfield teaches when it comes to having our vision and kind of creating reality, if we can feel things, then we don't really need the physical manifestation. It's always nice to have it, but it's not necessary, An example would be when I was looking at YouTube videos obsessively for 2 months on my Mercedes, I was generating the feelings of having that Mercedes. I would lay in bed at night, and I would imagine my hands on the steering wheel. I knew exactly what it looked like because of all the videos that I watched. I would shift the gears, and I would be in that Mercedes. And I was generating feelings that were extremely real. In fact, I can't tell the difference between those feelings in my little dream stories before I slept and actually driving the car that is sitting in my garage right now. And that is pretty awesome. I mean, the mind can't really tell the difference. And a lot of times I teach my clients this concept as well. And, they say we teach best what we need to learn. An example would be I had a client, a few months past, maybe even a year. But this client of mine had this situation come up where he was trying to get a hold of his daughter, and he couldn't. And when she wouldn't answer the phone, he would have so much fear come up that he began to almost self-prophesize negative things to happen. It dominated his day, and he couldn't really have any sense of happiness. And I told him, I said, well, here's the question, right? If your phone rings and it's your daughter, and you answer that phone, what happens? He says, well, I feel better immediately. I talk to my daughter, I know that everything is safe, and that's that. And I explained to him that it wasn't the phone call that created the relief. That would be impossible, theoretically. It was him giving himself permission to relax, to let go, to be present, and to feel safe. Because the uncertainty and the fear of not receiving that phone call consumed him. And so my point to him was, and in hypnosis I helped train him to kind of get over this, was that phone doesn't need to ring to regroup, get back in his center, focus on reality, that typically things are okay, and odds are things are going to be okay again. And so he can give himself consciously permission to relax, just like that phone call does. Just as I can go online and obsess over, say, a Lamborghini, and I can begin to imagine what that would be like, and I can experience the same feelings as if I were to actually, 5 years from now, manifest a Lamborghini and have it in my garage, just like I did the Mercedes. The mind really doesn't know the difference, and I like how Jack teaches this as well. But, it's like if you, right now, listening to me, you imagine biting into a lemon, So you bite into the skin, the bitter skin, and you feel that sourness kind of permeate into your teeth, into your mouth, into your cells, and you really taste it. I mean, I want you to bite into that lemon. Just bite. And as you bite and you let the juices flow into your mouth, and you let that sensation build up in your mouth as you swallow it, and it goes down your throat and into your stomach, when you're biting that lemon, your brain chemistry would not be able to be distinguished between you actually biting a lemon. And that's the magical thing. That's that paradox between internal and external reality that is a really awesome tool for manifesting. And for doing it with intention, with unwavering faith and conviction, you will be able to create things in your life if you can zone in on the present moment, go right through any adversity that's coming, because it will come, but if you let it dominate you, then you're not going to get what you want. And it is possible to overcome these limiting beliefs that say it's not possible and actually begin to generate momentum, which will become tangible very quickly without any doubt. So that's my take on manifestation, on acting as if, and also on humility. So I love you guys. I hope you get something out of this. And I am going to set up some tables and chairs for a friend of mine. We're having a surprise birthday party here at my home. And so we're going to set up some tables and some chairs tonight. Then I have a meditation tomorrow at the Columbia Club downtown on the Monument Circle in Indianapolis. My fiance will be filming that. It's going to be in the boardroom, which is all wood. It's very cool. And so got a big day tomorrow as well. Also, the most important thing is I'm going to be cleaning all the shit out of my garage. And I'm trying to remain positive about that and not get all bogged down about this big task because it needs to be done. In fact, for accountability purposes, I'm going to show you guys the shit in my garage. So hold on. I'm going to show you what I ignore every day. My brain just blocks it out, as well as Emily's. I mean, look at all this shit. It's like... It's just ridiculous. Oh, I just saw a deer run by as well. Check this out. This is Emily's little convertible Audi. Well, just saw a... oh, there goes another one. I don't know if you guys... it's probably too dark. Anyway, this video is becoming a bit of a ramble. Love you guys. Peace.